Hello. This is like, I don't know, a week later, maybe? Hey, actually, how much later is this? Let me use my detective skills to figure that out. This is 5 days later, so not quite a week. So the bonus level, right? This will be appended after the part where the game crashed after the 50 minutes of trying. This level is garbage and has caused me a great deal of psychological stress already. So I think I've decided it's just not worth it, ever. And this is never going to be a complete, full playthrough. So I apologize for that, but I will just tell you what you get for it, and cover a couple other things I wanted to show. So, clearing the bonus level gives you a piece of gear. It is headgear. It is a teddy bear ears headband thing. And like a bajillion people have it. I could probably go find somebody wearing it, actually. But we'll get to that in a second. The other thing you get is access to the last log, which I'm just going to frickin' read to you and describe. How's that? It says, log.exe, Return of the Mammalians. Hey, that's the title of the video game, wow. Recall for a moment the first apocalypse that devastated the human race. Those who escaped into the caverns of Alterna were not the sole survivors. There were others who escaped via a giant rocket ship, the Ark Polaris. Hey, that's the Salmon Run level from 2. Launched in the nick of time, the ship was laden with many of Earth's species that had been placed in a cold sleep. The mission was simple: find another planet to replace the Earth. Picture of shuttle leaving the Earth into space. Considering the circumstances of its launch, the Polaris had a smooth voyage until it reached the edge of the solar system. It was at that point that debris struck the vessel, damaging its navigation system. The crew was able to turn the ship around and head back towards Earth, but the effort was in vain. There was not enough fuel to attempt a landing. The Ark Polaris drifted aimlessly for 10,000 years. Picture of shuttle in space next to a satellite, drifting. Earth is in the distance. Eons passed. The once stable orbit of Polaris decayed over time until the ship found itself in the inescapable pull of the Earth's gravity. Re-entry was not kind to its inhabitants. All perished save one. Bear number 03, an experimental subject who had retained consciousness within his cold hibernation, survived. For 12,000 years, he dreamed and plotted. You know, like bears do. Picture of bear asleep. Fully awakened, Bear 03 came to a terrible realization. He had not landed on a new planet. He was back on Earth. And yet it was not the Earth he knew. This Earth, it seemed, was dominated by sea creatures. Not a single mammal to be found. Picture of Bear who is angry about this situation. In the course of his search for a single fellow mammal, Bear 03 used navigational equipment from the wreckage of the Ark Polaris to discover Alterna. It was a wasteland, of course, but a few of the liquid crystals that had once covered the walls and ceiling remained. With knowledge built during his thousands of years of dreaming... What? How does that even make sense? Anyway, he repaired some of Alterna's facilities and began researching the crystals. Picture of Bear looking at text and information on screens. This research bore fruit when Bear 03 compounded some of the liquid crystals with his own fur. The experiment created an entirely new substance with one terrifying property. It could transform any living creature into a mammal. Bear 03 realized the implications immediately. He could restore the planet to a mammalian paradise. He began stockpiling fuzzy ooze, as he called it, within Alterna's still intact rocket. Picture of Bear menacingly holding a beaker with fuzzy ooze in the background. For such a venture, he would acquire the acquisition of thousands of golden eggs. Maybe that's supposed to be require? The acquisition? These were used in the creation of fuzzy ooze, although the exact details have never been recorded in my memory banks. I guess this is Orca narrating. But Bear03 had a plan. He founded a corporation that would go on to employ locals to collect his golden eggs under the name Grizzco Industries. Mr. Grizz, as he was now known, would pay handsomely for them. Picture of the Grizzco logo. With Fuzzy Ooze production peaking thanks to the assistance of unsuspecting Inklings and Octolings, Mr. Grizz took the final steps to set his plan in motion. The rocket was loaded, it wouldn't be long now. Picture of Bear being extra menacing. So, that doesn't really explain anything and actually raises more questions, I think? Okay. Anyway, after the story mode is complete, there's a couple changes. Number one, the statue of Mr. Grizz in Grizzco, formerly a bear catching a salmon, is now a salmon catching a bear. It also does not make any sound when you speak to it anymore, and I think it did before. During an actual salmon run shift, the dialogue is the same. And I believe Marie in the story mode, I've heard, actually has a line wondering why Grizzco is still running. Let me briefly check and see if anybody has got bear ears on around. Also, you can get a quick view of all the various Splatverse. Here is somebody wearing the bear ears. They give you comeback, apparently. They're marked as cuddle gear. Also, they look like that. That's what we're missing out on by me being unable to complete the bonus level. Actually, let's go to Alterna and see if we can get any interesting dialogue via talking to people. Gathered all kinds of data, but nothing prepared us for what was down here. What do you like to do in your spare time when you're not splatting or being splatted? You need plenty of Sardinium, I've got it. The walls are meant to look like the sky. Okay. Why am I standing? I could totally sit down. I could really go for a slice of pineapple pizza, She still has a line about that. Wonder if Agent 3 could sing. We could use a backup vocalist. Aw. I did not dress appropriately for this apocalypse. Okay, maybe... I thought I read somebody say she has a line about that. Let's try talking to, like, everybody for a bit. If they can dehydrate Gramps, surely we can rehydrate him somehow. That's true, you fill up your gauge more. It's not snack time. Ink Me Up is my favorite Squid Sisters track. I'm glad I was a rock star in space. I also forget things that I want to say often. Okay. Somebody has a line about Grizzco, I think. The best victories come from not having to fight at all. Yeah, like the victory of deciding not to do the bonus level. There is a lot going on in the new Squid Beak Splatoon. I have checked my map. That's fair. Also fair. That's the rule of crossing the street. Okay, let's try Cuttlefish. I think repairing the hero suit is close enough to washing it. Octavio turned out to not be so bad. Yeah. The look never lies. Alright. Little Buddy does deserve an upgrade, and has already gotten some. I wish I didn't have to eat food, Gramps. Gramps of Cuttlefish. I need some lore dialogue. Cuttlefish does not know if he has a back anymore. That's also a good question. Tactical eyeball moistening is a phrase I don't know how I feel about. Alright. By the way, there's another thing over here that I've already used today. There's a thing called the Shell Drone. And you can spend 999 power eggs to make it go get, like, another copy of a story mode collectible for you. So you can put 2 Moai heads in your locker if you want to, I guess. One last thing. Table Turf Battle. You've seen me collect cards for it throughout the series. Also, you cannot teleport to it for some reason. As you progress in Table Turf Battle and collect rank and so on, you get various rewards and also access to more opponents that you can fight. So, spoilers for those, but I don't have all of them yet, and I'm not intending to show all of them, but there's a lot of them. Such as all of these people. Yes, you can fight Deep Cut, you can fight Cuttlefish. But the important one here is Little Judd. Or Lil Judd, I suppose. Another change that happens after story mode completes is that Little Judd suddenly has a headset that he did not have before, visible on every battle results screen and so on. Let's take a look at Little Judd. Table Turf Battle is no game. On this table, victory is everything. The weak have no place here. Have you fully grasped the rules? Is your deck prepared? Then let's put your skills to the test. We're just gonna do a quick level 1 fight against Lil Judd. Hopefully I win instead of lose. This is how Table Turf works, but also Lil Judd's dialogue is extremely ominous. I'll remind you that Little Judd was on Team Chaos during the Chaos vs. Order Splatfest. Also notice his cards. He's got a Grizzco card sleeve, and like, he just played a Flyfish. It was immediately a theory that I saw that the headpiece represented Little Judd taking over Grizzco after the story is complete. His entire deck is Salmonids, except for himself and Mr. Grizz cards. I don't know how many people know this part, because I don't know how many people are engaging in Table Turf Battle. But that's awfully suspicious, I would say. You know, if I had to say, which I guess I do. By the way, I am by no means an expert at Table Turf or anything. So I'm just kinda going. No thoughts, only cards. But you can get an idea of how the mode works, I suppose. It should be fine. Level 1 isn't too difficult, but it is possible to lose. I don't have any thoroughly optimized decks or anything like that either. I can get a special point here. That's neat. Everybody loves to get a special point. I'm gonna need some more of those because I've played my cards poorly a little bit. I hope I don't lose. That would be bad for me. Also, I'm just not drawing the cards that I need, honestly. Like, there's one at the last second, but anyway. I should be able to just do this and have enough. Yep, there we go. A victory. Now let's see what Little Judd says when he loses. Ah, defeat has a bitter taste, but resentment serves as shackles for the weak. I'm still gonna resent the bonus level though, sorry. Those who win are not ensured eternal victory. Better keep your own carelessness in check, or perhaps you enjoy a bitter taste. So yeah, Little Judd suddenly has a headset, is fuzzier and more brown than before. I mean, well, that's new to this game, not post-story. And has that kind of dialogue. There's basically like a 300% chance Little Judd is the next villain. And that's just that's just something, isn't it? By the way, this is the pose you get if you get to level 30 table turf battle. You get to Yu-Gi-Oh! Anyway, thank you for watching this series of Splatoon videos. If I ever complete the bonus level, it is going to be on my own time. It's not worth the stress that it causes me. And I think the important lesson that we should all learn is if something causes you that much distress and it's possible to not engage with that, you should probably, like, not engage with it. Some things in life are optional. The other lesson we should learn is not to send bears into space. Don't do that. Thank you, everybody.